Hello, I'm Martin Fisher. Welcome to the Amex Stadium as Brighton and Hove Albion meets Crystal Palace in the second leg of their Championship playoff semi-final. Thrills and spills were in pretty short supply in the first leg on Friday at Selhurst Park. A fairly drab affair, if truth be told, ending all square, 0-0. So everything rests on tonight. Which of these sides will be booking a date with Watford at Wembley a fortnight today? It's a 30,000 sellout. It is a terrific atmosphere. Brighton moved here just 2 years ago. Of course, in the 90s, they sold their old ground, the Goldstone ground, and for a brief period, they were playing way over at Gillingham. And then at the small stadium just up the road at the Withdean that was more of an athletic stadium than a football stadium. But this has an atmosphere very much of its own, the biggest game ever to be staged here. And what a game in prospect. Brighton and Crystal Palace, they may be clubs that are 37 miles apart, but they are huge rivals. A rivalry that dates back to the 1970s, and bad feeling from an FA Cup first round second replay when Brighton had to take a penalty twice. They missed it the second time round. Palace went through, and the bad blood remained in 1979 when Palace pipped Brighton to promotion to the top flight by just 1 point. Well, tonight's outcome will provide another chapter in their bitter rivalry. Such marked contrasts in emotion come 10 o'clock. For the winners, the joy of Wembley and what that might bring. For the losers, the utter misery of getting this close, but facing at least another season in the Championship next time round. Brighton closest to the camera in their traditional blue and white striped jerseys. Crystal Palace have a change strip on this evening, predominantly all yellow, with a couple of thick blue stripes across the chest and over the back. And just about everybody that came in here found on their seats either a blue piece of card or a white piece of card to just add an extra splash of colour to proceedings. The only part of the ground that isn't blue and white is the end away to our right-hand side where the Palace supporters are congregated. Well, let's take a check on the two teams for you then. Gus Poyet hinted that he might want to freshen up his side. He hasn't. It's the same 11 that started at Selhurst Park on Friday. Plenty of experience, 6 30-somethings, 4 internationals, including the former England pair, Matthew Upson and Wayne Bridge, who joined the club on loan this season. Greer, Calderon and Bridcut were all part of the League One title-winning side of 2 years ago. It's a 4-3-3 formation, but Buckley and Orlandi will be expected to drop and help out when Palace are attacking. With top scorer Craig McHale-Smith out since March with an Achilles injury, responsibility for goals has fallen on Argentine Leonardo Ujar. 2 of his 10 goals came against Palace here in March. Well, Palace lost top scorer Glenn Murray to a knee ligament injury in the second half on Friday. Signed from Brighton, he's scored 31 goals this season. He's replaced by number 18 Aaron Wilbraham, who's managed 1, and that was way back in August. Kevin Phillips starts tonight on the bench. Better news is that talented youngsters Zaha and Williams, who both came off on Friday with knocks, have been past fit to play. Manager Ian Holloway likes to play with 2 holding midfielders, international duo Dika Choi and Jedinak. Defenders Ward, Gabidon and Delaney all signed this season. Only goalkeeper Julian Speroni was around for their last playoff semi-final 5 years ago, which ended in defeat to Bristol City. Owen Garvan, who was on the score sheet when Crystal Palace beat Brighton at Selhurst Park on the 1st of December. They won their home league game 3-0. Brighton won their home game against Palace 3-0. Not much between the sides as the two managers embrace. For one of those sides, the excitement and anticipation of Wembley in a fortnight's time, and maybe managing in the Premier League next season. For the other, the prospect of sticking around in the Championship. Experienced referee in charge of proceedings this evening. It's Mark Clattenburg, his 36th game of the campaign. He's refereed this season in the Premier League, in World Cup qualifiers, and also was in the middle for the Champions League quarter-final between Bayern Munich and Juventus. And it's Crystal Palace in the yellow strip who get us underway. Attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. They come into this game in pretty poor nick, if truth be told. Just one win in their last 11 games over a 2-month period. Of late, it's been not so much losing as drawing games. But away from home, they have been simply awful. Just one win on their travels since the middle of November. Those kind of statistics, coupled with that injury to Glenn Murray, helps to make Brighton the big favourites to make it through to Wembley on that date with Watford. Here's Wayne Bridge on a season loan from Manchester City. Has been in excellent form since he arrived at the club. Calderon, one of their Spaniards. Lopez, number 21, another. Dean Moxey with the throw. Williams trying to work something with Wilbraham. Williams again. Bright young talent, Johnny Williams. And almost got the crossover. Greer in the way. And Williams came off on Friday late on with an injury that was not as bad as first feared. Cramp was the eventual explanation. Ian Holloway, who of course was in charge of Blackpool in last season's playoff final. Blackpool beaten by West Ham. 3 years ago, he was victorious underneath the arch as Blackpool got the better of Cardiff. Back goes Dikachoy. Not needed to take a touch. Third season at the club, the South African international. He and Jedinak have been virtual ever-presence throughout the campaign. Speroni their only ever-presence. The Argentine in his 9th season at the club, over 300 appearances, and usually he picks up the Player of the Year award. Usually there aren't many contenders for that, but this season there have been good performances throughout the team, particularly from that fella there, Glenn Murray. His goals brought Crystal Palace here. It's a sad sight to see him clutching crutches on the sidelines. Such an innocuous incident on Friday as he tried to get in position to half volley the ball back towards goal, and his knee just crumbled underneath it. This is Ward attacking down the far side. Wilbraham tried to make something of that. Upson to slide it clear for Brighton. Williams. Zaha. Calderon for company. Stabbed away by Hammond. Williams choosing to keep it in. Bustling stride. Came a long way through, and the touch in the end by Wilbraham wasn't a long way wide. Just hit here from distance through a sea of bodies. And Wilbraham just trying to stab it towards Kusiak's goal. His only goal this season was in a Capital One Cup tie in August. Away to Preston, and here come Brighton at the other end, and Speroni had to be decisive. Zaha and Speroni have tangled. And both look in a bit of pain at the minute. Abidon was struggling. Speroni had to come and sort it out. Zaha just caught Speroni's thigh, and then maybe as he landed, he's just jarred his arm. Gus Poyet has done a magnificent job since he arrived here. The League One title in 2011. Last season Brighton finished 10th, 4th this. 3 points above Palace in the table, and just 4 points behind Hull City in the second automatic spot. Well, Speroni's okay to carry on. Interested spectator from up on high, Des Lynam. Followed the fortunes of Brighton Hove Albion for many a season, the former BBC television anchorman. Good to see both players okay to carry on. Buckley looking to pick out Orlandi, tussling with Ward. Upson, Bridge, Joa. Unfortunate for Williams. Only 19 years of age, but already capped twice for Wales. Johnny Williams. Joa with the back heel, finding Orlandi. Bridge. Robbed by Williams. Garvan takes over for Palace. And Moxey. Matthew Upson. Joa. Hammond finding Orlandi. Bridge. Calderall. Turning Moxey. Good challenge by the left back. Zaha unable to get free of his marker. And Brighton get the throw. Lopez with the touch that was too heavy, but good work here from Inigo Calderón. Signed by Gus Poyet very early on in his time here at Brighton. He quickly established himself as a big favourite. Crystal Palace, who've been out of the top flight for 8 seasons now. Promoted via the playoffs under Ian Dowie in 2004, beating West Ham United with a Neil Shipley goal at Cardiff. But their stay was to be a short one, despite the goals of Andrew Johnson. Defeat on the last day at the Valley against Charlton sent them down. Greer. Bridcuts, recently capped by Scotland. Buckley. Zaha. Gianfranco Zola, flanked by Roberto Di Matteo, who this time last year was about to lift the Champions League with Chelsea. Gianfranco Zola, of course, preparing to face the winners of this one at Wembley in 2 weeks' time. And if we have anything like the drama here that we witnessed at Vicarage Road yesterday, we're in for a real treat. Leicester with a penalty in the last seconds of normal time to win the tie. 3-2 on aggregate. It was saved. And from the rebound, Brighton counter-attacked, Watford rather, counter-attacked and scored to win the tie 3-1 and 3-2 on aggregate. Gabidon. And goes Bridcut. Bridge. Good possession stuff from Brighton. And this is their style. This is what has brought so many plaudits. Hammond, on his second spell at the club. In between, he's helped Southampton get from League One to the Premier League. Now trying to help Brighton do the same. Bridge. Lopez had made the run. Gabidon across. Shot on the turn, took a deflection, and that brings Brighton the first corner of the game. Lopez, who had the shot, will come across to take. And Mark Clattenburg doing his bit, trying to minimise the holding and jostling. Lopez with the ball in, cleared by Delaney, collected by Zaha, but he's overran that, robbed by Buckley! Speroni with the save. Cleared as far as Orlandi. Orlandi's cross off the chest of Ward. And it's the first opportunity we've seen. Zaha guilty of dribbling in the kind of area where you shouldn't. And Buckley unable to punish him to the maximum. Greer. Hammond now. Calderon. Star with 3 consecutive victories. Beat Blackpool here by 6 goals to 1 in that run of successive triumphs. And they're beginning to stretch Crystal Palace here. Calderon with the throw. Buckley with a lot to do. Back to Calderon to centre. Away by the Australian Jedinak. Reclaimed by Bridcut. Buckley. Calderon. Back for Buckley. Lovely football from Brighton. Brighton with a chance to centre, back for Calderon. Jedinak is there again for Crystal Palace. You sense Palace have got a very, very busy night of defending ahead of them. But they will look to Zaha as much as possible to just bring them some respite with his pace. No such success this time. Joel Ward. Up goes Wilbraham. Dikachoy feeding Zaha. Signed by Manchester United in January and immediately loaned back to Crystal Palace, Wilfried Zaha. Since his return, he's only managed one goal for Crystal Palace. Grid cuts for Bridge. Orlandi to his left. Good challenge by Ward. Joa. Orlandi held up by Ward. Can he win a corner here? And then they found Joa. First to it, Jedinak. Brighton dominating possession. Hammond. Lopez. Calderon. Came off ahead of Delaney. Away by Ward. The curler from Lopez. It took a deflection on its way through. Second corner for Brighton. Gabidon's head flicking it over the crossbar. It's all Brighton at the moment. The corner is deep. Upson got something on it. But unable to direct it towards goal. Well, this is the chance for Buckley as Zaha dwelt on it too long. Buckley took it early, tried to just bend it beyond Speroni. There aren't that many goalkeepers in the Championship that's better than Speroni. And that's the challenge that Ian Holloway and Zaha were not happy about. Lopez coming across. Still only 20 years of age, Wilfried Zaha, but seems to have been around for quite a while now. And Wayne Bridge, the player down for Brighton Hove Albion. Good to see him back enjoying his football. He's had such a troubled time over the last 2 or 3 seasons. On a season loan from Manchester City, and pretty sure that if Brighton do go up, they want to make him one of their first signings. Doesn't look too clever though. It's heavy strapping that's been applied to his left thigh. Brighton do have Marcus Painter on the bench, who was their regular left-back in their League One days. In the Championship. But they'll be reluctant to lose Bridge this early. He offers so much going forward. Dikachoy. Ward. Clipped by Orlandi. Orlandi, who helped Swansea out of the Championship a couple of years ago. Didn't play in the playoff final victory over Reading, but played a cameo role in getting them there. Garvan. Delaney. Now Moxie. Zaha. Hasn't settled into the rhythm of the game at all at the moment. Joa losing out. Jedinak. Zaha again. He's away from Calderon this time. Blocked by Greer. Corner to Palace. Well, that's encouraging from a Crystal Palace point of view. And it's the other youngster, Johnny Williams, who's come across to take the corner kick. Jedinak, who scored the winning goal on the last day from a corner against Peterborough. Waits in the middle. It was Gabidon who got his head to it, down by Jedinak, thumped away by Lopez. Joa looking to get up in support with Buckley here, who needs to hold it up for a while. Joa now is the furthest player forward for Brighton. Buckley pulling it square. The shot comes in and whistles just wide of Speroni's right-hand post. This was firmly struck. I think Speroni had it covered anyway, but Hammond close to testing him again. Last scored on New Year's Day, Dean Hammond. Forward by Bridcut. Joa forcing Gabidon to clear. Brighton were the early leaders of the Championship. 16 points from their first 7 games. They dropped to 10th by the end of the year. And then got back into the playoff frame, beating Palace here in the middle of March. Orlandi, the flick on it, might fall for Buckley. Moxie made sure that it wouldn't. Zaha with the challenge. Calderon looked to make the most of that. None of the officials impressed, and certainly none of the Palace fans behind that goal were. Wolverhampton's touch. Cross comes Upson. Been on loan at the club since January from Stoke City. Now 34 years of age. It's a very experienced back four for Brighton. Only Bridge still in his 20s, and he's in his late 20s. Wilbraham, back four, Garvan. Now Dikachoy. This is Ward. Should be Orlandi's. Good work from Williams. Needs to pick the pass. He's found Garvan, who can hit them, and does. Cusack just fielding the initial drive, able to gather it comfortably in the second attempt, but he knew what he was doing here. Just stop it and then collect. Bridcut. Orlandi. Calderon. Buckley. He's come closest to breaking the deadlock in this tie. He's won a free kick here against Zaha. Usual suspects hovering as Brighton take it short. Bridcut's delivery, up goes Calderon, away by Williams. Bridge. Moxie to clear. Good tackle by Garvan. It's Zaha. Ulloa. Caught after the ball had gone by Delaney. Referee Clattenburg senses that Brighton have the advantage here. It's Orlandi. Not so much a shot as a pass across towards Ulloa in the box, but just wonder if Brighton would feel that they would rather have had a free kick earlier in the move. It was a poor challenge from Delaney. Dikachoy. Zaha. Garvan. Dikachoy. Applauding the work ethic of Zaha. Both managers so animated, desperately trying to get those instructions onto their players. Brighton's throw. Buckley wants to take it quickly. Lopez. Cut out by Ward. Signed from Portsmouth at the end of last season, Joel Ward. Wolverhampton, the ever-eager chaser. Put clear by Bridge. Jedinak. Orlandi. Ulloa. Gordon played the ball. Wolverhampton feeds Garvan. And now picks out Williams. Dikachoy breaking to his right. Williams instead was looking for Zaha. Moxie to keep it in. I wish now he'd not bothered. Buckley. Miscontrol from David Lopez, former Athletic Bilbao midfielder. Zaha wins the corner. Do sense that the key to Palace's chances this evening will rest on the young shoulders of Wilfried Zaha. Second Crystal Palace corner. Five in the box in yellow. Dikachoy on the edge. Williams to curl it in. Pulls for handball there. Play continues with Zaha. Has he overdone it? Bridcut with a chance to clear. I just wonder here if there was a handball as Wilbraham flicked it across, or tried to. No, it's the chest, isn't it, of Upson? To be fair, the Palace protests were brief. There weren't that many players actually making an issue of the situation. Here's Bridge for Brighton, getting it back from Orlandi. Those two combine so well. Ulloa, surrounded by yellow shirts, and forced the errant pass. Bridge working hard, but Garvan coming away with the ball. Away from Brighton to Zaha now. Stopped by Greer. Enjoying their best spell of the game. Garvan. Dikashoy. Now Ward. Garvan. Buckley. Crackling away from Moxey. Ulloa through the centre. Lopez trying to get up in support too. Buckley's delivery looking for Lopez. Cut out by Jedinak. And Ward able to find touch. That was lovely skills from Will Buckley. Actually joined Brighton from Watford a couple of years ago, so he'd be particularly delighted to reach Wembley and face his former club. Calderon. Buckley wins the free kick. Moxey's challenge. Brighton looking to end a 30-year exile from the top flight of English football. Relegated way back in 1983. A week prior to losing the FA Cup final to Manchester United. David Lopez with the free kick, deep towards the back post, dealt with by Jedinak, then Williams first to it, but running it back towards Ulloa. His record in playoff semi-finals is pretty impressive. Unbeaten in his 5 playoff semis, winning 3 and drawing 2 if you include the night's 0-0 scoreline in the first leg against Brighton. Buckley's pass just has the right angle to reach Bridge, who's given it away carelessly. Calderon with a clearance for Brighton. Ulloa. David Lopez as well to keep his feet, and it's Orlandi. Ulloa. Bridge going for the returning, getting it from Ulloa. He's got Orlandi to his left. 3 in blue and white stripes, Wade in the middle. And flicked away by Moxey. Zaha was on his shoulder. No wonder Sproney comes out to congratulate his left back. Excellent play by Bridge. Intelligent cross from Orlandi. Excellent defending from Moxey. Bridge cuts. Lopez. Looking for Ulloa with the flick on. Put away by Jedinak. Wilbraham's flick. Zaha fouled, right on the nose of manager Ian Holloway. So far, Mark Clattenburg keeping his cards in his pocket. Long conversation here with Wilfried Zaha, who might be protesting that he doesn't feel he's getting sufficient protection at the moment. Delaney's free kick. Jedinak and Wilbraham attacking it. Goal kick. And in the league meeting here between these sides on the 17th of March, it was 0-0 until the 43rd minute. And then Zaha put Brighton in front. Lopez added a second on the stroke of half-time, and 5 minutes after the break, Zaha scored again, and the points were secure. Delaney's clearance. Calderon underneath it. Jedinak. Zaha. Good cuts. Ball forward. Needs the attentions of Speroni. Upson underneath. Hammond against Jedinak. Nice balance to the Brighton side. Bridge and Orlandi both very left-footed on that left-hand side. Upson, the left-sided central defender, very left-footed too. Brid cuts. Jedinak. Here's Moxey. Finding Garvan. Is he clipped by Bridcut? The decision has gone against the Palace man. I think the shake of the head from referee Mark Clattenburg suggests that he feels Garvan was trying to win something by himself here, tripped himself up. It's a very good spot by the referee. And Garvan looks rather foolish as he expects a whistle for that. Choi. Garvan. Jedinak beaten to it. And Bridcut. It's just caught by Garvan initially, and then as the whistle went, Jedinak came in with a strong challenge too. Good to see such an experienced referee in charge of such an important game. And given the rivalry between these two clubs, it is a fixture that could boil over at any moment. Clattenburg remaining calm, cool authority, running the show, and not falling for any histrionics from either set of players. Poor control from Bridcut. Wilbraham. Jedinak. Moxey. Zaha to turn and run at Calderon. Across comes Greer. Zaha past him too. Moxey. 3 in yellow waiting in the box. Zaha needs to deliver it soon, and he has. And it almost travelled across the 6-yard box and into the goal. Upson ensured that it didn't. Good work from Zaha, beginning to show us his quality. It came off Hammond. Not sure that it had the legs to beat the scampering Cusack, but Upson ensured that he got his right boot to it first. Williams with Palace's third corner. Out as far as Garvan. In by Gabidon. Cleared by Jot. Ward now for Palace. Dikachoy. Orlandi in the way this time. Ward again. Now Williams. Moxey. Gone for the return. Buckley is back there for Brighton. Couple of generations ago, the last promotion to the top flight for Brighton and Hove Albion, way back in 1979. Alan Murray was the manager, and they finished second that season to Crystal Palace, who back then were managed by Terry Venables. You might recall the so-called team of the 80s was all the hype. Vince Hilaire and David Swindlehurst and Kenny Sampson. Took over in November from Dougie Freedman. Palace were 4th then, just the points off the automatic positions. They finished 5th, 7 points adrift. But Ian Holloway was brought to the club to ensure that they, at the very least, involved in the playoffs. And his experience in this end-of-season lottery could be the biggest asset that Palace have going for them. Three years ago, his Blackpool side got the better of Nottingham Forest in the semi-final stages before beating Cardiff at Wembley. And last year they beat Birmingham in the semis before losing to West Ham in the last 3 minutes. Williams. Adam's cross. Joa. Forward by Delaney. Calderon. Lopez. Buckley stepping inside Moxey, attacking that penalty area. Ulloa. Now Hammond. Now Bridcut. I rather feel that if Ulloa hadn't touched that, Brighton might have had a chance at goal. 3 minutes of added time to come due to that lengthy stoppage for the injuries to Ulloa and Speroni, and then the treatment that Wayne Bridge in possession here required. But strapping has certainly done the trick to his left thigh. He's moving very freely. Bridcut, width near side provided by Calderon. Just showed too much of it to Zaha. And then just caught the England international as he tried to reclaim possession. Jedinak and Dikachoy leading the complaints. It's a yellow card for the Spaniard. The first yellow of the game. That's a nasty one. That might play into Zaha's hands now. Calderon on a yellow. Zaha can tempt and tease him and look for any mistime tackle, and you know what might follow. This time it's Zaha fouling Calderon. Wonderful ball from Bridcut to pick out Bridge. Hammond. Buckley. Calderon well forward. Again, it's a heavy first touch though, and this time it's Dikachoy who sweeps up. Zaha stopped by Bridcut. Made his Scottish debut against Serbia in March, Liam Bridcut. Couldn't quite cut it, having come through the academy at Chelsea, but more than comfortable at this level. Free kick this time against Ulloa. And there's nothing between the sides again. 0-0 on Friday at Selhurst, and 0-0 as we approach half-time at the Amex, as referee Mark Clattenburg blows for the break. Brighton with two good opportunities early on, particularly from Buckley, as he brought a good save out of Speroni. Hammond then tried his luck from 25 yards out, but was just wide. Palace, though, have grown in stature as the half has progressed without really testing Thomas Kuszczak in the Brighton goal. Half-time at the Amex. It's as we were. It's Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0.
This program is brought to you by Bet365.com, the world's biggest online sports betting company, and Kennedy's Whiskey, premium whiskey from Ireland.
Welcome back to the Amex Stadium. Still 0-0 between these sides. Absolutely nothing to choose between them after 1.5 halves of playoff football. Referee Mark Clattenburg gets us back underway. Brighton in the stripes, remember. Brighton, who finished 4th in the table, 3 points above Crystal Palace. 4th is the worst place to finish in the Championships in terms of playoff history. In 23 playoff tournaments, only 3 have finished the season in 4th spot, and the last to do so and emerge with a place in the Premier League were Charlton Athletic. Some of you will recall it, a quite magnificent penalty shootout against Sunderland that just went on and on and on after the 120 minutes had finished 4-4. Last time a team finishing 4th has made the final, it was Cardiff City in 2010 when they were beaten by Ian Holloway's Blackpool. Only 2,500 Crystal Palace fans are in the stadium tonight, but they haven't stopped singing all evening, trying to do their bit. And they'll be more than satisfied to be still at 0-0 here. The longer it goes on, the longer it seems as though one goal for either team will be sufficient. And even without their leading scorer tonight, Glenn Murray, why shouldn't it be they who score the decisive goal? Zaha became increasingly significant as that first half wore on. And with Inigo Calderon, the only player booked in the first half, his marker, that could spell a way to success for Crystal Palace. That's Ward with a headed clearance. In steps Bridge, impressed with his first half display. He's always been good going forward. Defensively in the Premier League, he has looked a little bit short at times, but hasn't been really tested tonight defensively. And he's won this free kick. David Lopez, one of the Spaniards in this Brighton side, will take. Bounced down there for Hammond. Palace managed to get it clear, and Zaha looking to run away from Bridcut, might be able to do so. He's fed Williams. Real chance here for Crystal Palace to take the lead, and Williams is a whisker wide. What a chance for Crystal Palace. What an opportunity for Johnny Williams. Zaha strong and quick. Williams stayed onside. He's never scored for Palace. This was his moment. And he's put it wide of the goalkeeper and the right-hand post. Well, he thought his team were on their way to taking the lead. So did he. And will it be a miss that comes back to haunt Crystal Palace later on? The best chance in the tie by an absolute mile. Can't afford to dwell on it though, Johnny Williams. Naive defending by Brighton and Hove Albion, that has to be said. A real warning for them. Encouragement for Palace. Garvan now breaking. Zaha free to his left if he can find him. It's a difficult pass to pick out. He's got it back though, Garvan. Now he has found Zaha. Dicker Choi and Wilbraham in the middle waiting. Williams in there too. Zaha penalised. Holloway looks bemused. Up goes Hammond. In goes Moxey. Hammond collects, but that is a Palace throw. Alan Mullery managed Brighton and Crystal Palace in his time. Also a former England international, and with the Europa League final a couple of nights away, it's worth pointing out that he twice lifted the UEFA Cup in his days at Tottenham. I wonder who he wants to win tonight. Enjoyed more success as boss of Brighton at the Goldstone. Indeed, it was he who last masterminded promotion to the top flight in 1979. Bridge. Hammond. Now Bridcut, he'll be relieved that Williams didn't put away that chance, as he was the holding man, engaged to stop Zaha and failed in that mission. Calderon. Brighton have had such difficult times within the last 20 years or so. Almost went out of the Football League in the late 90s. Buckley. Now these fans hoping that the good times are just around the corner. Calderon's throw. Had to stretch to receive the return pass from Hammond. Bridcut. Brighton haven't really got started in the second half. Poyet will be a little bit concerned, hoping for a reunion with his old Chelsea teammate Gianfranco Zola at Wembley in a fortnight's time. Terrific noise around the Amex. Foot was high. Brighton's free kick. Orlandi in a spot of trouble. That would be painful. The left boot of Joel Ward smashing into his face. Ian Holloway just trying to explain to Mark Clattenburg how it really happened and how his player wasn't at fault. If Holloway achieves promotion, it will be his third as a manager. Took Queen's Park Rangers up in 2004 from the third tier. And still he goes on. Of course, Clattenburg's heard all of this kind of thing before. This is a nasty injury to Andrea Orlandi. Looks like it's around the right eye. I thought it was on his nose, but you can see the cut there just in the eyebrow. So we're looking at some lengthy stoppage time in this one. Well, this stoppage might actually help Brighton because they haven't got going at all in the second half. It might just upset the flow that Palace have established since the restart. Orlandi clearly is going to continue. It's some pretty impressive medical work from the Brighton team. Handball against Garvan. I wonder what Ian Holloway makes of that. Orlandi back on for Brighton. Lopez gives him the ball and the opportunity maybe with this free kick. Clattenburg has to measure out the wall. Palace players about 6 yards away. So it's David Lopez and Liam Bridcut given the responsibility here. The Spaniard will have it. 5 in stripes, poised on the edge to attack this. Lopez just trying to dink it in. Headed away by Jedinak. Zaha tussling with Bridcut. Palace free kick. Well, Crystal Palace have had a mixed bag of results in playoffs down the years. They've been involved 6 times as Zaha gets away from Calderon. In goes Garvan, and sliding it behind was David Lopez. Palace fans behind that goal, getting excited again. Zaha, a nuisance again. Taken short to Williams. In comes the cross. In go the heads. It will come out as far as Gabidon here. Jedinak. It's a bit loose. Here's Moxey. Williams. Trips, free kick. Floated in by Jedinak. Headed away by Upson. First the loose ball is Orlandi. Bridge to clear. On by Ulloa. Hammond. Lopez. Looking for Buckley. Just a bit too strong. Gabidon has to clear. Ulloa was honing in on that for Brighton. Gabidon has done well. Garvan takes over. Bridcut. Brighton having to work really hard to restore their ascendancy in this tie. Calderon tussling with Zaha. No foul seen by the assistant referee. And Beswick unmoved as Calderon tumbles to the ground again. Palace in the playoffs 6 times then. 3 times they've achieved success. 3 times they've missed out. Only twice though have they failed to reach the final. 2006 beaten by Watford, and then 2 years later Neil Warnock's Palace losing out to Bristol City. Buckley. Palace so quick to get bodies behind the ball. Buckley has managed to screw some kind of centre across. Garvan then Moxey to clear. This control by Greer. Lopez. Palace have a sub ready. Andre Moritz, the young Brazilian. Bridcut. Calderon in space to his right. Zaha slow initially to close him down. Nodded away, only as far as Bridge. Garvan reclaiming it for Palace. And Palace maybe with a chance on the counter again. Ward. Dickachoy. Now Williams. Inevitably seeking Zaha. Williams again goes down under the challenge of Hammond. Palace fans behind that goal to a man scream penalty. Clattenburg unmoved. Jedinak. Just asking too much of Wilbraham. Well, let's have a look at this again. Hammond's got hold of Williams there. I think the Brighton player is dicing with death there. A little bit fortunate to get away with that, to put it mildly. We have all seen those given. A change for Palace then. And it looks like it'll be a double change. Andre Moritz replacing Owen Garvin. Balassi is also coming on for Crystal Palace, and I think it's Johnny Williams who's going to make way. Well, they'll have to sit and watch and hope that that miss just after half-time isn't a costly one. Balassi came on late on Friday and looked very dangerous. He was almost direct. They'll operate down the right, Zaha down the left. Balassi immediately involved. Bridge, remember, with that heavily strapped thigh, but wins the initial duel. Prepare their first change. Ashley Barnes will be coming on shortly. Foul here by Bridge. I have to say at the moment, Palace look the more likely team to score. Imaginative changes by Ian Holloway too. Fresh legs in vital parts of the pitch. And one of the subs, Moritz, to take this set piece. Good work from Zaha. Buckley caught by Dickachoy. That will be a yellow. Dickachoy not that concerned. Knew he had to stop Buckley one way or the other. It's Andrea Orlandi who took that blow to the eyebrow, who will make way for the arrival of Ashley Barnes. Barnes, who was second in the scoring charts as Brighton claimed the League One title 2 years ago. He's only just come back from a 7-match ban for tripping the referee at Bolton back in March. I wonder if he'll come back with a bang tonight. And immediately he's involved, and against the bar from Barnes. What an opportunity to make such an impact. Zaha with the flick on, and Barnes was so swift to spin in behind and flick it beyond Speroni and against the crossbar. What a dramatic introduction that so very nearly was. Speroni with a very, very good save. It's excited the Brighton fans, that for sure. And then Barnes again, this time off the line. Moxie with the heroics on the goal line. Zaha looking for Balassi. Hammond in the way. Well, it's teeming down. And the drama is cranking up. Brighton called offside. Barnes finding space here all too easily. Speroni beaten this time, but not Moxey. And here's the earlier opportunity on the same wavelength immediately. Barnes and Zaha. And Speroni with a fantastic fingertip save. It's Balassi. So in the first half, Julian Speroni has won many a Crystal Palace Player of the Year award, and it's for that kind of agility and anticipation. Zaha with the flick off. Buckley now, stepping inside Ward. Went in strongly. Zaha. Still well. Jedinak getting it back from Zaha. Moxey free to his left. Wilbraham makes his way into the box. It's too strong for him, and Upson turns it away. Excellent defensive work from Matthew Upson. Get that wrong and it could be a very embarrassing moment. Flicks it away from goal, and Palace have a corner. After 135 minutes of cagey play from both teams, we're suddenly getting chances at both ends. In comes the corner, Kujak's missed it, and cleared by Zaha. I think it was Jedinak at the back post who tried to slide in. Moxey. Zaha. And it's Buckley who carries it clear for Brighton. Nobody in support of him. And now his turn to lose it. Not cleared by Calderon. Balassi. Wilbraham waits, in goes Zaha, and Crystal Palace take the lead! Wilfred Zaha for Crystal Palace. 21 minutes from time and Crystal Palace break the deadlock. Balassi teasing Calderon, and watch Zaha make his run now at the back post, then comes in it brilliantly. Bridge was caught napping, and Zaha scores his first goal in 2 months. The man who left for Manchester United in January and was immediately loaned back to Crystal Palace until the end of the season might be taking Ian Holloway and Palace to Wembley, and maybe to the Premier League. Less than 5 minutes after Barnes struck the bar and had an effort cleared off the line, Zaha sends the Palace fans and his teammates into a real frenzy. Brighton's response is to get Kazenga Lualua ready. So a second substitution imminent for the home side. Dikashoy. Easy for Kujak. Well, this is something of a turn-up for the books. Crystal Palace, who've only managed one win away from home in their last 15, are a shade over 20 minutes away from the playoff final. Kazenga Lualua, formerly of Newcastle, another of their survivors from the League One title success, comes on to replace Calderon. It's a bold change, taken off a right back and put on an extra attacking player. There'll have to be a massive reshuffle of personnel now for Brighton, because they've got Zaha and Balassi, two real speedsters, to try and keep out. See how Poyet changes things. Buckley. Looks as though David Lopez is playing as a right wing back, with Bridges as the left wing back. Lualua quick enough to keep it in. Is he tricky enough to get away from Ward? Yes, he is. Cross wasn't that clever though. Cleared by Dikashoy. Palace now with something to keep hold of. Buckley. Lualua. Placed by Ward. He's got the beating of him clearly, but he can't work the cross out at the moment. But he has been fouled here by Ward. Referee Clattenburg saw that as a free kick. The worrying thing from Brighton's point of view is that, astonishingly, this season they've never recovered to win a game in which they've gone behind. Now that needs to change now. David Lopez with the free kick. Really need a quick equaliser here before the tension gets too much. It's a poor delivery. Buckley can keep it in, can he? No. Really a challenge by Hammond on Jedinak that Palace felt should have brought a penalty. Not even looking at the ball, Hammond. And that is why Jedinak couldn't stab it home. A really good shout. Not spotted by the officials. Hammond, a lucky boy. Lualua on the chase. Gavidon back to Speroni. Moritz. Hammond. Lualua. Probably been told to take on Ward all night. That's good defending by Ward. Wins the free kick too. So is it to be Crystal Palace against Watford in 2 weeks' time? Has Holloway done it again? Without their leading goal scorer too. Buckley stopped by Moxey. And Moxey keeps on going. Clumsy challenge from Buckley that will bring the yellow card. Surprisingly, Palace not pushing that many bodies forward to attack this. Brighton's season drifting away in the midst of a pretty insipid second half performance. There's 2 chances in the space of a minute from substitute Ashley Barnes, very much out of keeping with the rest of their play in this second half, as Greer gives it away cheaply once more. There's the curse of finishing 4th, about to strike again. Bridge for Brighton. Loa seen a lot of the ball, and that's the best pass he's produced so far. Hammond. Lopez. In for Buckley. Good backtracking by the goal scorer Zaha. This, though, is Barnes. And now Loa. Still going Loa. Didn't quite take the ball forward swiftly enough. It's a disappointing centre too. Goal kick. He needed to shift that out of his feet with his first touch, and already the tears have started for 1 or 2 of a blue and white persuasion. Came here with such high hopes, and it's all going horribly, horribly wrong. Cut out by Moxie. Moritz. Dikachoy. "12 minutes of the 90, but we'll probably have at least 4 minutes of added time, I would have thought. Choose that lengthy stoppage to Andrea Orlandi. Still, you'd rather be in Ian Holloway's shoes than Gus Poyet's. It offsets Lopez again. Buckley to his right. It's not a good pass. Brighton's passing, which has been the hallmark of their style all season, usually crisp and accurate, has let them down badly in the second half. Chipped in by Bridge. Lopez under pressure. Forward by Buckley. Barnes penalised. Well, he just flung his elbow into the side of the head of Jedinak. He's a lucky boy, Barnes, not to be booked or worse for that. Foolish thing to do, just letting his frustration get the better of him. 10 minutes of the 90 remain. Palace on their way to Wembley at the moment. It's a Crystal Palace-Watford final in 2 weeks' time, unless Brighton can find an equaliser from somewhere and take us into extra time. Moment, it's difficult to argue a case for Brighton. They've been so lacklustre in the second half, but Lopez gets there ahead of Zaha. Can't quite find Buckley with the through ball. In goes Ojoa. Bridcut. Here's Bridge. Loa. Another free kick given against Ward. Lopez with a chance to centre. Barnes with the push. Most of the noise coming from the 2,000 followers from. They were the first team to enjoy an away success at the Amex last season. Are they going to do it again this, in the game that really matters? Not the league clash of 2 months ago, but the playoff semi-final second leg. David Lopez. Again, the pass is not good enough. You expect better, particularly from him. Moritz for Palace. Dicker Choi. Zaha, the goal scorer. Really stepped up to the plate tonight, Wilfried Zaha. And that's Balassi with the touchdown. Lopez. Bridge. Hammond. Just can't break Palace down in the second half. They've struggled in both ties, if truth be told. And that's going to run for Jedinak. And they've got speedsters in Zaha and Balassi, and Jedinak just waits to pick out Moritz here. Came off Bridcut for the corner. And if truth be told, I doubt very much whether many of those Palace supporters fancied their team's chances tonight without him in the team. But they've played a good strategy, particularly in this second half. And time is on their side. Moritz will take. Second goal now and it's game over. Maybe Wolverhampton should have done better there. It's a good chance, he'd found space. Quite how, I'm not sure. Though, looks as though Upson just slips as he tried to regain his ground. Bridcut breaking up play. Balassi too strong. Ward against Loa. Roles reversed there. He don't watch. Hammond. Joa. Desperate appeals for handball, but nothing doing. It's Dicker Choi. Wilbraham. Zaha still got it across. Wilbraham. Brighton's defending at the moment, it's terrible, and Wolverhampton puts it wide. Two chances now for the big striker. Zaha does so well to keep it in, and Brighton just went to sleep. It's a lucky escape again. 4 minutes of normal time remain. Brighton have a free kick. Time for Upson and Greer to lumber forward. Time for prayers to be answered. Swept in by David Lopez, headed away by Jedinak. Here's Lawar. Not much room to operate in it. Surrounded by 4 yellow shirts. And it's Zaha to carry it away. Beautifully finding Moritz. Palace looking so comfortable. Brighton devoid of ideas. Wilbraham, you know where this is going. Ward. Choi. Nice spin, good shot, terrific goal. Palace are definitely going to Wembley now at the double. Wilfried Zaha. Start booking tickets. What a superb goal from Wilfried Zaha. Ward brought it out from the corner. Choi kept it moving, and look at the spin here from Zaha away from Greer, and the drive gave Cusack no chance whatsoever. And if Brighton had half a chance at 1-0 down with the clock ticking down, now they have no chance. And prior to tonight, Zaha had scored once in his last 21 games. That's what you call timing. He'll definitely be in the Premier League next season with Manchester United, but he's doing his utmost to try and make sure that Palace will be on the fixture list too. And it's time for many in the 29,000 crowd who came here with high hopes of cheering Brighton to head home. Where does this leave Gus Poyet? He's been linked with 1 or 2 jobs up and down the country, 1 or 2 in the Premier League. Will he stick around at the Amex next season, now that they will be in the Championship next season? Well, no doubt about the chief hero for Crystal Palace tonight, but Wilfried Zaha's evening ends in the 90th minute. He can have a rest, put his feet up for a couple of weeks and get ready for Wembley. Five minutes of added time. Well, it can be done. Whether it will be done is a different matter. It's party time at that end of the ground. 2,000 Palace fans who came here hoping rather than expecting, but Ian Holloway has done it again. And they are left what might have been. And had Barnes' effort found the back of the net rather than Speroni's glove, it could have been a completely different story. Speroni's save and then Mox's clearance off the line. And then within 4 minutes, Zaha had put Palace in front. Lualua. Back for Bridge. And if they could get one in the next couple of minutes, they would have a glimmer of an opportunity. They can't even win a corner. Good work from Ward. Reclaimed by Barnes. Winning the free kick against O'Keefe. And David Lopez has struggled to provide quality all night. How he needs it now. And a chance for Palace to break again. It's Bolasie. Burn, and he's going straight for the jugular. Bolasie. He might get a second chance. Not surprisingly reluctant to take it. Moritz will try. Kuzak blocks and scramble clear. Well, they might as well lose 3-0 as 2. Might as well leave bodies forward to try and get something back at the other end. Buckley's cross. And even that header from Barnes finds the midriff for Speroni. Where were these quality crosses earlier in the game? Brighton. It's a pass that sums up Brighton's performance in the second half. Tries to pick out Buckley. Moritz. Happy to take the foul. Well, it's small consolation for Glenn Murray. If his teammates play tonight to win it for him, they've certainly produced it. Here's Bolasie looking to add further gloss. Free kick on the edge of the area. Heavy police presence at that end of the ground, but Ian Holloway will be dashing that way very soon to lead the celebrations. It'll be his third playoff final. It will be Crystal Palace's fifth. They won it in '97 with a late strike from David Hopkins against Sheffield United. They won it 7 years later. Neil Shipley's effort at Cardiff against West Ham. And in 2 weeks' time, Ian Holloway will be taking Palace to Wembley again, this time to take on Watford. And the return to the top flight is on the cards for Crystal Palace. Wilfred Zaha, with two terrific second-half strikes, has taken them there. The Eagles are flying to Wembley. The Seagulls have crash-landed. The curse of the fourth-placed team strikes again. Brighton fail. Palace march on. You beauty is the shout from Holloway to Zaha. And the 2,000 travelling Palace supporters are delirious behind that goal. It's Holloway against Zola in a fortnight. Brighton will be in the Championship still. Palace one step away from the top flight. Final score tonight at the Amex Stadium. Brighton Hove Albion 0, Crystal Palace 2.
This program is brought to you by Bet365.com, the world's biggest online sports betting company, and Kennedy's Whiskey, premium whiskey from Ireland.